All right, welcome back to the channel. I am making a video which I will upload in a little bit to Rumble and YouTube. And it is about the first time anyone ever sent me a book to review. So I'm going to show you these and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But I want you guys to understand that I have no idea about it. I just started reading it. And look at this thing. There's a lot going on, right? So this is Age of Blood and Iron Core Rulebook, a medieval role-playing game by Doc Flamingo. Now, some of you might recognize the name Doc Flamingo because, well, I mean, he's a guest on my show all the time. So, and we all love him. He's a good guy. It says that it was, I guess, put out by Interobang something. And on the cover, it's got, a knight riding. And on the back, it's got some, that looks like free art, like, from like 1,000 years ago. You know how, like art from 1,000 years ago. Now, what it says, I'll read you what it says on the back, right? ABI, so Age of Blood and Iron, is a role-playing game based on European Middle Ages designed to be highly modular, allowing the GM and players to fine-tune the experience to their preferred level of complexity. From rules light to high crunch, it's your world, you decide. So that sounds cool. Combat can be high or low lethality with wound effects incorporated or not as suits your taste. Whether you like hack and slash or combat simulation, ABI fully supports it. You can even switch seamlessly between the two with detailed combat rules employed in important battles and a stripped-down system for dealing with lesser minions. That's a good idea. A lot of games do that. Like in Doom, if the players get into a duel with like a nobody NPC, if they beat that nobody NPC in a contested challenge, they just kill the guy. So, if that's what they want to do. Rules for tournaments, mass combat, naval warfare, sieges, all covered, as well as rules for managing armies, ruling fiefdoms, trade, intrigue between noble houses. This game is classless, skill-based game where life path character generation allows for the creation of experienced individuals at GM-defined power levels, reflecting the nature of the campaign from common everyday folk to mythic heroes or anywhere in between. That's cool. You can hear my brother-in-law in there yelling. The game utilizes a 2 dice 6 versus target number dice system that is intuitive and applies to virtually all actions, so it is easy to pick up. And almost anything players might think of is covered by simple, straightforward rules. Come test your mettle in Age of Blood and Iron. So 2 dice 6 versus target number, that could be like Traveler-esque, and that means automatically I'm going to love it. You know what I mean? Because I love Traveler. So let's see. So a battle axe is a standard two-handed weapon that does 3 dice 6 damage. And with the first attack, but does less damage with each additional attack. I'll have to look that up. There's wound state, so injured, wounded, near death. Hit locations. So when Doc says that this can be as complicated or not as you wish, he's not lying. If you want to keep track of now, here's one way I know whether a game's going to be good. I look at the character sheet. I like the character sheet. So the top is just the character record, social, class, culture, etc. Character traits, mind, body, and spirit. So basically tri-stat. That's good. Damage points between healthy, injured, wounded, and near death. And then your different movement rates, encumbrance. And then on the back, the weapons you're carrying, your defensive value, armor in each location, and then skills. There's a third sheet that can be used for, whatever gear you're carrying on your person and your mount. Look at this. He even has like your mount. What sex is your mount? Do you have a destrier that is a stallion or a mare? Well, to be perfectly honest, you probably want a mare. They're a lot easier to take care of. Then we've got another character sheet, which I've grown to love this just because I'm running Dune currently. The Noble House Record. So the player characters, I'm going to assume, I don't know, can all get together and make a noble house and then, try to become the king of England or wherever they happen to be, Bohemia, whatever. There's a settlement record where you can keep track of the population of your settlement and which craftsmen happen to live within it. Really cool. Army combat sheets. Nice. See, I'm going to really have to read this. And like it said, it's classless. So you pick like when you were born and how you grew up. And as you go through that system, it will tell you character creation checklist. So, and here it tells you what power level: common, exceptional, extraordinary, mighty, like, which is basically, Okay, so your mind, body, and spirit offer trait modifiers to die rolls. Okay. So you get +1 per point above 7, but -1 for point below 6. Okay, that's different than Traveler. There's quirks that you can get that cost points. So like 2-point and 3-point quirks. Cool. I like it. 4-point. What is a 4-point? Angelic voice gives you +2 to any success roll involving speaking or singing. Pretty good. Major resistance to disease. 5-point quirk. Iron bones. All non-fatal critical wounds are reduced by 1 level. Okay, so just a tough bastard. And then, of course, you've got negative quirks. These are the bad things, the flaws you can pick. And it talks about how you can add custom quirks. Nice. And that has a picture of a guy getting tortured on the wheel. Not a thing you would want. So you roll for social status. And then depending on what your thing is going to depend on what skills you learn and at what level. So you could end up being a jack of all trades and an itinerant ne'er-do-well. And, you can get barter, streetwise, and 4 open, which I guess means just pick 4 skills from the table down below. And start with 30 silver pieces per turn you spend in there. And you get a knife, a dagger, medium backpack. All right. And it's got a whole list of. So he sent me this. And again, don't take it as like, I'm not going to go easy on him just because I like him and he sent me some books. So if I end up, this is just like a very pre look at, and we've got Age of Blood and Iron Codex Arcana. Fantasy rules for the Age of Blood and Iron. What does the back of this say? It's a rules supplement for Age of Blood and Iron role-playing game, which requires the core rules, and it adds fantasy elements to the game. So this volume will add 9 magic-using professions, new skills, new quirks, new terms and boons, 200 spells, rules for alchemy, item enchantment rules, example magic using NPC combatant statistics, a fright system, which makes sense if you're going to start, summoning otherworldly things. Divine favor, divine ascent, divine spellcasting, 134 different fantastical creatures, 20 playable races, with example encounter tables and dozens of deadly traps. So, wow. Okay, lycanthropes, infernals, trolls, giants. Nice. Very nice. I mean, I have to say, everything looks put together very well. I would, if there is a negative, I would give this book. It is the negative I give every single book that has ever existed ever since OSE came out, and that is formatting. But that's not really a fair complaint since, I mean, OSE nailed formatting and no one else has ever really got it. So I guess I could say, oh, it's not formatted as good as Old School Essentials, but you know what? Nothing is. So, but it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a blend of the Traveler system and some other stuff, and you can play it either straight medieval or you can add fantasy. I'm definitely going to have to give it a read, like seriously, like, dig into it so that I can do my homeboy, a solid on this and give everybody a fair picture of it. I mean, right off the bat, if you like Traveler, the Traveler system, 2 dice 6, and you like games that can be very crunchy or not, this could be something you might want to look at. I mean, I like the art. I mean, I have to admit, I like the art, man. This caught me by surprise too, because I know Doc had said something about he was thinking about working on a game, but for him to have cranked that out, I got either, I don't know, the muse must have struck him seriously. Uh, it looks good. It looks like it could be pretty good. But that's just a first impression, so take it for what it is. That's my first impressions. I mean, the rules are pretty simple. Roll 2 dice 6 versus a target number, some modifiers. I mean, that's Monopoly, if you can figure that out, you got it, right? And I'll be honest with you, I kind of like the hit locations and the wound levels, but I'm that kind of weirdo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will be like, oh man, I don't like any of that. But me, like when I'm playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, yeah, I like to know that the player got shot in the face with a crossbow bolt and that it, maybe knocked an eye out or something. So that part I like, And right now, we've kind of switched from D&D anyway, and we're playing the Dune role-playing game. So, it is what it is, right? But definitely going to have to read that. The good news is I just finished reading my last manga of Berserk that I own. So I've got some time. So I'm going to get this uploaded onto the channel, and everybody, congratulate Doc on finishing a game, and I mean, it looks good. It looks good. That's basically what I'm saying. The game looks good, looks infinitely playable. I don't see a problem with it. And if there did end up being a problem with it, I'm sure Doc would errata it really quick. So until then, peace and love, and I will talk to you next time. Boom, boom, boom.